Good morning, lovebirds. It's time to get into the tea with Love Lex P. So what I'm going to start doing at the start of every episode is just do my morning announcements. Just get the BS out the way, okay? So y'all know, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. We getting up there. We trying to reach 20,000 subscribers. We almost there. I'm no longer on Twitter. So y'all go follow me on Facebook. It's Lex P. Or go follow me on Snapchat. It's Lex P05. I'm going to be interacting with y'all on those platforms. I told you, Twitter is just too mean and I'm too sensitive. And that's okay. I know what I can and I cannot handle, and I cannot handle Twitter. Y'all can call me a weenie all you want. I don't care. I'm not going back.
Listen, kid, I think you'd be more comfortable over at that place.
Weenie Hut Juniors? Are you saying I belong at Weenie Hut Juniors?
Oh no, sorry. I was actually pointing to the place next to it.
Super Weenie Hut Juniors.
I go where the love at, okay? And y'all know I had to run it back with the Love Lex P merch. I got a cute little shirt on. I cut the shoulders out, tied it up in the back, made it a little cute. So make sure y'all go to lovelexp.com and get your shirts. Support your girl. Now, I have a really, really, really big announcement, y'all. So first off, let me say I'm feeling under the weather, okay? I don't know what's going on, if I got a bug or what. So y'all gonna have to excuse my energy if it's a little low today. And if I get a little scatterbrained, like I wish y'all knew how sick I was right now, but I'm obviously not going to show it because the show must go on and my lovebirds need me. But I am really, really sick right now, y'all. So I'm really pushing through for you guys. But I have a very, very special announcement, okay? This is a Love Lex P exclusive. So listen, the lovebirds, we're growing, but it's still us. So I'm going to ask y'all nicely. Don't say this on social media. Don't screen record this and post it on your story and tag me, because I'm going to make an announcement on social media. But Love Lex P, y'all, my girls and my guys, so y'all get it first, okay? Now, y'all can record other segments of the show and tag me like you usually do, but this is a special announcement that I'm sharing with y'all. By the time y'all are watching it, it's going to be happening right now. If you're watching on Monday morning, it's happening right now as you're watching. So I am officially a homeowner. Yay! Y'all, I'm closing on my house right now as we speak. I'm so excited. And coming from where I come from, Orange, Texas, and being a little country girl and just going through so much, being a bartender, just everything in life that I've gone through. I just never thought like owning a home would be in my future. It's something I literally never, ever thought about. But I'm really cheap and I'm good with my money. So I was able to make it happen. I'm so proud of myself. Shout out to Medina, my girl Medina from Cocktails. Y'all know she is a real estate agent and she sold me my house. So yeah, by the time y'all see this, if you're watching on Monday, yeah. So y'all can send me a congratulations, but in the DMs. And y'all can put it in the comments here, but this is a Love Lex P exclusive. See what happens when you hold it down and you stay a lovebird? You get the hot tea. So I know y'all like, where you at? I'm filming in my apartment still, but everything is everywhere. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I didn't have the energy to set up my set today. Betty is right behind there. So I can still talk to Betty. Y'all just can't see her. I'm tired, but we're going to get through. We have a lot to cover today. So I just wanted to give my special announcement. So yeah, now I really need y'all to go buy a shirt. You don't even got to wear it. Just support me. Because guess what? Rent not due no more. Mortgage due. Mortgage is due, hun. So I'm excited about that. So I'm going to actually start a series on TikTok with me decorating, renovating, and all that good stuff. Because it's an older house. So I really wanted to renovate it and make it my own. So I'm super excited. So yeah. So let's get into these hot topics today, shall we? Okay. Halle Bailey was spotted on a yacht. And I know y'all thinking, Lex P, why do we care if Halle Bailey is on a yacht? That's what the rich girls do. That's normal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it would be normal if she was on the yacht by herself. Okay. She was spotted on the yacht with a cute young fella. And yeah, they was kissing, canoodling, cuddling, all that good stuff. Now they say that he is a producer for Kendrick Lamar. His name is Scott Bridgeway, okay? And Halle looks happy, but I will say, just me being her auntie in my head, I really hope she takes her time, and I want her to have fun. You know, I think a lot of times media and the public treat women differently than they treat men when they move on. You know what I'm saying? Like how everybody is treating Cardi right now for moving on. They're like, oh my God, he is worse. What's the boy name? Stephon Diggs. He's worse. You should have stayed with Offset. No, she shouldn't have. Who said that her and Stephon are getting married? Let the girl have fun. And I agree with Halle. Have fun, girl. You on a yacht with a man who got his own. It seems like he has his own money. Like I said, he's the producer for Kendrick Lamar. We know that album did good. So I just want Halle to have fun and enjoy her singleness, or if they're in a relationship, who knows? But I am happy to see that she's moving on and dating, because we honestly haven't seen what her mental state has been through all of this. Because as we know, DDG is her ex and the father of her child. And, you know, he's a streamer. So we kind of see everything that's been going on with like him and India Love, and they being on vacation together, going to prom together. So I know how it feels to be the woman. Well, no, I don't know how it feels to be a woman because I ain't got no kids on earth, that is. But we know how it is when a man moves on as a woman, even if you don't have kids. You know how it feels when your ex moves on before you do. Y'all, sorry. My nose is running, child. I told y'all I'm sick. Anyways, so yeah, shout out to Halle Bailey and her new boo. I hope y'all enjoy each other. It looked like that yacht was fun. I want to be on a yacht with a man. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at her. Moving on, okay? Trippie Redd has been arrested. If you're not familiar with Trippie Redd, because I know, like I said, I have some R&B girls that don't really listen to the rap, so it's no offense. I'm not saying y'all don't know who Trippie Redd is. Look, Trippie Redd, please. You know what I'm saying? First of all, this picture, has he always looked like this? And when I say look like that, it's just like a lot with the blonde, the tattoos on the face, the piercings. And I'm not judging, you know, it's giving like if he's knocking on your door and he asked you to invite him in, it looked like he gonna be on Sinners Part 2. Don't invite him in is all I'm saying. So anyways, Trippie Redd was arrested Thursday at the Miami International Airport while trying to board a flight. The 26-year-old was taken into custody on a warrant from 2023 and booked into Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center. Further details about the warrant have not been released. I don't know what he did, so I'm not going to say free him quite yet, because a lot of times y'all be screaming free y'all cousin, and y'all cousin needs to stay where he at. So I don't know what Trippie Redd did, but I do know that the mother of his child is Coi Leray, and I love Coi Leray, okay? So I just hope that they're able to work out their differences for the baby, and hopefully if he stays in jail or if he becomes free, he takes care of his child. Y'all know Lex P love the kids now. Y'all know I love the kids. Now, moving on, since we're speaking of jailbirds. See, we can't relate. We love birds. We not jailbirds over here. We love birds, okay? So the Diddy verdict has been released. I don't know what it is about this show, Love Lex P, but I feel like my radio news reporter voice kind of comes out sometimes. Not a lot, but do y'all hear it a little bit? Or is that just me in my head? I feel like when I read some of this stuff, I'm like, good evening. It's your girl, Lex P, and you're tuned in to another episode of Love Lex P, where we get messy and sip the tea. On this evening's news, Diddy has been sentenced, and it's not what you think it is. He was charged with 5 different counts. Let me stop. But he was charged with 5 different counts. The first one was racketeering conspiracy, found not guilty. Count 2, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion against Cassie, found not guilty. Count 3 was transportation to engage in prostitution. He was found guilty of that, and that was against Cassie. Count 4 was sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion against the Jane Doe, found not guilty. Count 5 was transportation to engage in prostitution with the Jane Doe, and he was found guilty of that. You know, all I have to say is everybody out there that's screaming free Diddy, and I understand he was not being charged for domestic violence, but how can y'all sit there and watch that video? I keep going back to this video because that's what we could see with our own eyes. How could y'all watch that video of him beating Cassie to a pulp in that hotel hallway and want a man like that to be free? I don't understand, because if that's what we caught on camera, imagine what he was doing to her behind closed doors. And I understand that he was never charged for that. That's not what he was on trial for. But any human being like that would do as a man to do that to a woman, I don't care if it was 80 years ago. Lock his ass up. Anybody saying free Diddy, it lets me know you don't support Diddy, you just don't like women. It's not that you love Diddy, you just hate women. And that's really what this case came down to. Do you support women? Do you understand what a person who is in a relationship, people can be in a relationship and be abused. Y'all know that, right? Because everybody keeps talking about, oh, Cassie, she was into it. Look, it's not here nor there. The verdict has been read. I'm not the judge, God, or the jury, but like I said, we all have to answer to God one day. So let's hope that he gets his life together. How long y'all gonna, let me make sure my homework right. How long y'all think he gonna go to jail though? 50 Cent said he gonna be in there for 20 years, but y'all know 50 Cent messy, child. Whew. So prayers out to Diddy's victims though, because I know it's hard for them right now. I actually have a friend of mine who we used to be his chef, Chef Jordan. And I know this has been really hard for her and tough for her to watch. So honestly, me personally, I want to send my love out to the victims, you know, and it's just crazy. This has just been crazy, but we gonna move on because that don't got nothing to do with me, child. All right. Finesse 2 times. Interesting man, interesting build, interesting face, just interesting man all together. He was on live and he was basically saying like he didn't start brushing his teeth until he got veneers. I'm gonna play the clip for y'all.
I ain't brushed my teeth before I got them fixed. Yeah, cause I ain't know no better. I ain't know no better before I got my teeth fixed, nigga. Fuck brushing my teeth. I wanted some money, nigga. When I did better, hey man, quit playing with me, man. You know better, you do better, man. You know, you gotta learn. Yeah, I ain't used to brush my teeth. Fucked up teeth run in my family. So it is what it is.
This man said he didn't know that he was supposed to brush his teeth. Now, I feel like brushing your teeth is something that you learn as a tiny tot, okay? But different people grow up in different environments. But I feel like as a grown adult, you don't taste that. You don't smell that. The teeth, look at the teeth before and after. Jesus. That sound like B. Simone. Jesus. I don't know about y'all, but B. Simone ate. She ate with that. Jesus. Look at them teeth. How could you not know with your teeth looking like that as an adult that you need to brush your teeth? It's something about Finesse 2 times having multiple women. And it's like, how? I don't know. If you're listening on the audio, make sure you come to the video just so you can see these teeth and know that I'm not being dramatic right now. I feel like if he even sneezed, he was going to leave plaque in his hand. You know what I'm saying? If he even sneezed, you can smell that halitosis, the gingivitis. I could literally see a cavity. I know when the dentist opened his mouth to put them veneers in, the cavities was like, oh shit, party's over. We ain't never had nobody come in here before. What you doing? I know them cavities was confused, bitch.
Ladies, B-Love's in the house.
Ew, dragon breath.
Who you talking to?
All right, moving on. Now, I want to tread really lightly when I talk about this next person because I met her at the BET Awards. And I'm not going to lie, she was very pleasant. She was so sweet. I really want to still have her on Poor Minds. I think she's very interesting. I think her story is interesting. I think you either love her or you hate her. But I do think one thing is that she's trying to find herself and she's misunderstood. So I'm talking about Miss Brittany Renner. So she recently went online and said, I'm not interested in shrinking myself to fit in anywhere. She took her hijab off the head. She said, I don't have blind loyalty to any person, place, or thing. I also don't need excuses to do what I want to do because I accept whatever comes behind my decision. It's still alhamdulillah for everything. Hope this helps. Don't ask me why I said it like that. I just felt like that's how her ex-husband used to say it. And I feel like that's how you're supposed to say it. Anyways, this is what... You know what? She was the one person who I thought was doing the religious thing and I thought she meant it. I really believed her. But I will say everybody's journey with God is different and it's not easy. And this is coming from somebody who's going through my own personal journey with church and my religion right now. And I don't speak on it on social network at all. I don't speak on it on Poor Minds. I don't even speak on it on here. I just think it's a personal journey that I'm going through and it's hard. It's not easy at all. So I think when you go through it publicly and sometimes when you slip up, y'all don't see my slip ups because I don't talk about it. So to put yourself out there is already hard. But I will say, I don't like the way that she said shrinking yourself to fit in, because a lot of those women who are Muslim and who do practice, they're not trying to fit in. They feel like they found where they belong. They're not shrinking themselves to do that. That's where they belong. So I didn't like how she worded that, but I really hope that she finds herself, because when I tell y'all, this lady is so sweet. She is really, 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 really nice. It's very rare that I meet people that are like social media influencers, podcasters, actresses, rappers, singers, whatever you are, entertainers, and they have that same energy in person as you see online. Brittany Renner is very sweet. I am rooting for her. She's one, like, I don't know. You can read people's energy. I feel like she has a good heart and a good soul and she means well. I just think she's not surrounded by good people. So sometimes she just gets caught up in a lot of things. And I think sometimes she's easily persuaded. So I really want to see her surrounded by some like good people, because I really do think that she's a good girl and has good intentions. I just think she's kind of like on some crazy different paths. All right. Y'all know we got to move on to them people, period, child. It's time for the white news. Now, this white news involves some black. The thing about my baby, it don't matter if you're black or white. The thing about my news, it don't matter if you're black or white. We're going to talk about you. So, y'all, listen. Now, this is crazy. Perez Hilton, Candace Owens subpoenaed. Are they working with Justin Baldoni? Listen, y'all, because y'all know we be talking about them over here. But the good thing is the lovebirds, we be in our nest. But we got to be careful. And that's right, Betty. That's why we always say allegedly over here. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. And we got $6.99 over here. Actually, we got $4.99 because I had to buy me some medicine because I'm sick. Okay? The ongoing legal war between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has taken another turn, okay? With notable online personalities being drawn into the fight over possible collusion via their Blake bashing commentary. Ooh. A source with direct knowledge tells TMZ Perez Hilton, Candace Owens, and Andy Signor, I don't know who that is, have all been subpoenaed to turn over any and all communications with Justin Baldoni and Wayfair parties. Now, the good thing about this is Justin Baldoni don't know me. He don't know us, lovebirds. So everything that we say is alleged over here, okay? The subpoenas may be connected to the judge's orders early this month, allowing Blake to take discovery in order to uncover alleged links, if any. Baldoni's side may have gone in working with notable anti-Blake content creators. Wow. So she thinks that Justin Baldoni had Perez Hilton, Candace Owens, and another person in his pocket to go on an anti-Blake smear campaign. Now, I will say this, Blake. Blake, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Babe, nobody needs to pay anybody to go on an anti-Blake campaign. You are very, very, Jesus Christ, this is not nice, but you are very hard to like, my friend.
I hate the way you talk to me and the way you cut your hair. I hate the way you drive my car. I hate it when you stare.
And I say that with love, my sister. I say that with love. I don't know him. So don't come over here trying to get some coin. Lex P said that from Lex P brain. You know what I'm saying? I don't think a lot of people have to be paid to go on an anti-Blake campaign, if we're just being honest. Now, do I think it's possible? Yes, I do think it's possible. It's Hollywood. Rent due, okay? So I totally understand if they were getting paid. But honestly, if you have been following this story with Blake, Ryan Reynolds, and Justin Baldoni, it's really kind of hard to take Blake's side, in my opinion. Do I think Justin could be guilty? Absolutely. I don't trust men. So I absolutely think that it's possible for him to be guilty, but I have personally said I don't think anybody in this situation is innocent. I think Justin has done things, and I think Blake has done things, and I think Ryan has done things, and I honestly think this whole case should get tossed out, and they should leave us alone. But yes, y'all. So if you are online hating on Blake, baby, she might be coming for you. But I'm going to tell you right now, don't come over here. Don't come over here, Bookie. All right, moving on. Y'all know we have been reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta, and the recently season finale came on. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So we have to get into it because a lot has happened. Okay, so the episode started off, Angela is going to therapy, and she's talking to her therapist. Her and her therapist have been, seeing each other for years. And her husband goes to the same therapist. This is what I'll say from that. We all know that Angela loves her husband, child. We know that. But Angela in this therapy scene shows me how much she is struggling in her marriage. I think from the beginning of the season till now, she wanted to show like, oh, my husband loved me. My husband loved me down, da-da-da-da. But we're kind of seeing like, Charles, I know he loved you, but he kind of mean. You can love somebody and not like them. I need Charles to get his shit together because I love Angela and I need you to act right. All right. Shamia had a performance and she did phenomenal. It didn't look like a cheap performance. She had outfit changes, backup dancers, backup singers, props, everything, choreography. She sounded great to me. Now, Drew and Britt said she didn't sound good. They're like, ooh, maybe not. But you know what? I think whenever you're in a group of women like this, obviously Britt doesn't like Shamia. So of course she's going to say that. And with Drew being a singer as well, it's a little competition between them two because they both make music. So I kind of understand, but I feel like don't be a hater. Y'all know she did good. I thought Shamia did great. And maybe I'm biased because I love Shamia. Okay. So again, Britt and Kelly start arguing. I said this in the past. Britt and Kelly never liked each other. They were just the newbies and try to force a friendship. But I will say, Kelly ate Britt up when she was like, oh, y'all gonna have to tell her how to donate. Y'all gonna have to tell her how to donate because they were at the gala for Angela and Charles. They had a gala where you had to donate money and they were trying to reach $50,000. And she was like, oh, y'all gonna have to make sure y'all tell her how to donate and blah, blah, blah. And also, Britt, while you were there, I hope you also took notes. You see how everybody had to plate of food? Everybody had to plate of food, okay? I'm not gonna let you live that down, sister. Now, I will say, Cynthia, you were so messy for going back and telling Shamia what Portia and Britt were talking about. Britt had basically told Portia, hey, yeah, Shamia, I know you said that y'all made up, but she's still talking about you. Now, I said last week, Britt was very manipulative in doing that because you never would have told Portia that if you and Shamia didn't fall out. But the fact that Cynthia was like, ooh, I'm going to tell Shamia, that was so messy of you, Cynthia. And I love it because I love mess. So, at Shamia's event, she eventually goes and confronts Britt. And she's just kind of like, you saying all this, that I said this about Portia. Me and Portia have made up. We're good. So they're going back and forth, right? They're going back and forth. And you know what? Something about, they weren't at Shamia's event. I'm sorry, at Angela and Charles' event. I told y'all I'm scatterbrained today. Something about when the housewives call each other a whore, you whore. It's just like, oh, a whore? being called a hoe is like, okay, bitch, I'm a hoe, so what? But a whore gives just a woman of the night. So Shamia's like, you whore. That W just hit so hard. So they're arguing back and forth. I don't like how Britt brought up Shamia's daughter. Now, we know Shamia's youngest daughter is sick. And she was like, yeah, because you acting like you worried about your daughter, but you went to Miami and you turning up. And it was like, okay. Now, if y'all have been watching this entire season with me, y'all know that storyline, and it's not even a storyline, it's her real life with her daughter really pulled at my strings, because children who are born sick, it's not anybody's fault. It's like, that's just the cards that they were dealt. So for Britt to try to insinuate that Shamia didn't care, Britt, I keep trying to give you chances. But every time you show me why, I never should, okay? Now, when the girls were at the end arguing because Marcus showed up. Now, Marcus was the guy last week who showed up to the party and said, cheers if your name is Angela and your husband is cheating on you. Now, the fact that this man showed up and Charles didn't know, did y'all notice how Angela and Charles were like screaming at each other? How are y'all so comfortable screaming at each other in public like that? That got really nasty. And I feel like she should have let Charles know that he was coming up there and that they were filming a scene, because that was just a lot. But for the man to say that Phaedra did it, do I think that Phaedra sent him to go do that? No. Do I think it's possible? Yes. Why? Because Phaedra is a proven liar. That's why Phaedra hasn't been on the show for years, because she made some serious allegations against Kandi and just pulled them out of her ass with Portia and all that stuff, if you remember. So anyways, I say all that to say, I know Phaedra is a well-known liar, but I don't see Phaedra's motivation in doing that. But people don't need motivation to do weird shit. Now, do I think it could have been Britt? Possibly. But Britt is just, she did say, I'm a married woman. I don't see Britt doing that because you don't want people to dig up stuff about your husband. Because I will say, if Charles is cheating, it's obviously with other women. Britt, if your man is cheating, hey, allegedly. Now, I do think it's crazy when they closed out the show, they were showing that Ralph was downstairs, still in the basement, calling Drew to ask if he could come upstairs, child. Now, mind you, Britt, I think it was Britt that screamed out, that said something that, no, they were showing the preview for the reunion and somebody said that Ralph was getting busy in the basement. Now, I will say Charles ate the girls up because he was like, where y'all husbands at? Why y'all husbands not here? Why am I the only husband up here? Now, that's the point, because if we on Real Housewives, where y'all husbands at? Now, I do feel like the reunion is going to be really, really good. I'm kind of upset that Britt wasn't there, because it's like, nah, stand 10 toes down. It's okay if you had a bad season. You could have possibly brought it back for the next season. But obviously we know now that she's suing Bravo and she will not be back. But I think the reunion is going to be good. I do think that Drew should have sat closer to Andy, being that Drew was in everybody's storyline this season. It was Drew. Honestly, these last 4 episodes has probably been like the least they have talked about Drew. But the entire season, y'all have been talking about Drew. So the fact that she was way at the end was crazy to me. I do hope that Portia and Shamia work it out. But if y'all go back to the first episode of Love Lex P, when I reviewed Real Housewives, not the first episode of Love Lex P, but the first episode that I reviewed Housewives, I said that Portia and Shamia were going to have a big falling out, and they did. They've seemed to have made up now, but they are going to be arguing about the Instagram post that Portia made about their moms. So I'm interested to see how the reunion ends and what happens moving forward. I do think Charles made it a point to show up and have Angela's back, because at this point they have watched the entire season. So I think Charles is showing up for his wife because he saw how he looked on TV treating his wife, to be honest. So let me know what y'all think, okay? Now it's time to get into the real tea, child. Y'all, Love Island tonight. On Love Island. Y'all, we have to cover so much. It's so much going on. Let me scroll back in my So I didn't like, I did not like how Shelly kind of reacted to Huda kissing Ace. Now I will say Huda did a lot. Yes, she did a lot. But I feel like Shelly could have said something to her and they could have possibly moved on. Now, I don't like how everybody is painting Shelly to be like the angry black woman. And that's not what that is. She likes Ace. She had to see another girl grinding on Ace, tonguing him down, doing a lot. And her feelings were hurt. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Huda did the same thing when people were kissing Jeremiah in the beginning of the season. So Shelly had all rights to be mad, be upset. I think there's a lot of things that we aren't seeing though, because I will say I think a lot of Shelly's anger came from, I could be wrong, I think that Ace wanted Huda in the beginning. I said that when Jeremiah got eliminated. I think that Ace and Huda maybe flirted a little bit, but it didn't go anywhere because Huda was like all into Jeremiah. And I think there's a little bit of like, okay, relax a little bit because I know my man used to have a little crush on you. I don't know. I could be wrong. But like I said, the way Ace was just gunning so hard for Jeremiah, I truly feel like it had to do with him kind of like maybe having a little crush on Huda, because at the end of the day, Huda is beautiful. You know, she gives that kind of like Kim Kardashian-esque type, y'all know the typical IG baddies. So I don't know what that was about, but I don't think Shelly was wrong for being upset. So fast forwarding through all that stuff, I do think it was weird how when Nick and Alandria admitted to Sierra that they kissed and Sierra said she didn't care, then all of a sudden when she was talking to Iris, she was like, oh, I am mad. I just feel like if you were mad and you were upset, you should have told that to Nick and Alandria. Like, I don't like people who try to be liked, and you need to learn how to express yourself as well. So I'm not saying it was Iris's fault, but I feel like this is why you got to tell people how you feel, because now it looks like somebody else was telling you how to feel. Does that make sense? It was just a lot. So obviously I want to move on and skip all this BS. I want to talk about Taylor, Alandria, and Clark, right? So obviously Taylor is in a couple with Clark, and they just had a blowout. They had a blowout, and basically somebody was like, Taylor, you need to make up your mind. Him and Alandria were going back and forth. Now, did Alandria do too much by yelling at Taylor and cussing him out? Absolutely not. Everybody was like, oh, Alandria was trying to have her Serena moment. It doesn't matter what she was trying to do. This girl's feelings were hurt and her feelings were valid. Now, was it kind of obvious to me that Taylor didn't like her? Yes, but I am also a 35-year-old woman, and honestly, we see different than what they see. The cameras are showing different things than what they are witnessing. So I think Alandria was 100% right in going off on Taylor. She was not wrong. But I also think y'all are bullying Clark. Clark didn't do anything. Clark is innocent in this. Y'all saying y'all don't like Clark. It's not that y'all don't like Clark. It's not that y'all don't like Clark. Y'all just love Alandria, and that's okay. But you don't have to dislike Clark to love Alandria. So I think y'all are bullying her. Now, Taylor needs to relax a little bit. He thought he ate that, but it was just kind of like you forced this man's hand to embarrass you. I feel like it doesn't matter what Taylor was telling you. What was he showing you? The way that he has been so affectionate with Clark showed us that he was not into Alandria, and Alandria kept saying, oh, it's just physical. No, I think that's truly how Taylor shows that he's into somebody. And you keep trying to say that it's just physical, trying to diminish what their relationship is. And it just came off really bitter and nasty and mean girl. Now, I'm not calling you a mean girl, but the way I think Alandria was treating Clark, like, oh, you're just a test. You're just a test. And she's like, no, I'm not just a test. And then Taylor had to show your ass it wasn't just a test. So I think that the way Alandria has gone about treating Clark was kind of weird, but it seems like that she's came to her senses, especially in this last episode. And we're going to get to that in a second. So the fact that Taylor, you literally made him say, I picked Clark, but he literally already picked Clark. And then he's been showing his attention to Clark. He's already showed you. You just made him say, I picked Clark again. Now, as far as Huda, Shelly, and Chris go, I think that Shelly is wrong. I do. But I also think that Shelly is sick of Huda. Two things can be right. Is Huda annoying? Yes. Was Shelly being kind of mean to Huda? Yes. But Shelly is also tired of Huda. Huda was literally terrorizing the house literally 2 weeks ago. So Shelly is annoyed with her. Alandria is annoyed with her. Sierra's probably annoyed with her. But I think there's a way to go about it. But I think two things can be true. Huda is annoying as hell. And y'all trying to call these girls mean girls and be like, oh, I feel so bad for Huda. No, Huda is annoying. Let's just stop there, okay? But I do think that Shelly is kind of like been arguing with Ace for like 3 or 4 days. And now she's like, I don't want to argue with you. I want to be with Chris. But you can't do that. You chose Ace. Let Chris go be free. You feel what I'm saying? So, and I think Alandria being like, oh, do you want to share with the class? And telling everybody that Chris and Huda kissed, you didn't eat that. That was messy. That was weird. But I'm glad Alandria did apologize to Huda for that. The elimination, I'm so glad. So glad that Austin is finally gone out that house, child. Austin is gone. We are free. Now, TJ getting eliminated, I was sad, but TJ and Iris, such a bore. Taylor obviously got saved. I knew Taylor was going to get saved. Grayson left the house. You know, Pepe is still stuck on Hannah. He's saying that he's not, but I think he is. Who else? Jaden got eliminated. You can go with Austin. But I don't know how to say this girl's name. Andreina. But the fine one. Let me tell y'all something. Don't bring no more extremely bad bitches in the house. Y'all know what I mean by extremely bad bitches, like the body, y'all know the IG girls. Don't bring no more IG girls in the house. IG girls tend to be boring. No offense. The girl is drop dead gorgeous. Usually women that are like extremely extreme, not women. Let me take that back. People. Usually people who are extremely attractive are usually kind of like, they don't really bring much because they don't have to do much because you're beautiful. You don't need to say nothing. You're beautiful. But we don't need this on Love Island. Give me a strong 9, 9.5. I don't want no 10s. I want like a 9.5, like Alandria. Alandria is a 9.5. Only reason I'm giving her a 9.5 is because her confidence isn't there when it comes to Taylor. Alandria, that's the kind we need. A 9.5 that's out of this world with this personality. I love Alandria's personality. But I don't like how y'all keep saying that her and Shelly are bullies and they're mean girls. They're not that. We not finna do that. Okay? I was a little surprised that Iris didn't leave with TJ. That surprised me, child. I don't know why she even stayed. I think everybody is playing for the money. Nobody really wants to fall in love. I feel like in the last season, the season before, when your boo got eliminated and y'all have been vibing, you would leave with your boo. Nobody is leaving with their boo. So I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. I'm finna cut this episode short, chat. I do not feel good. But let me know what y'all think about Love Island. Has this season been good to y'all? Now, I did hear that July 13th is the season finale, and they're saying they don't know if we're going to get a movie night. The producers, I don't know if this is true. This is just what the girls are saying on TikTok, but they're just saying that they think that the producers are extremely unhappy with this season, that it's giving Big Brother and not Love Island. Nobody's really falling in love. Everybody that has been in real couples have either been eliminated or, their partner has been eliminated, whatever the case may be. I don't know, but all I know is that we love Amaya. Amaya Papaya, we love you. I don't like Zach. I think Zach just tries to agree with everybody else. I think Amaya is just extremely misunderstood, but I think she's genuine, and I cannot wait to see her on all these ads and commercials when she comes out of that house. I feel like Amaya is the most likable in the house, but I do want to see Shelly and Alandria do a lot of things too. I feel like it should be them three. It should be Amaya, Shelly, and Alandria. Y'all need to band up together. You know what I'm saying? I do like Iris too. I think Iris just is a little like quiet, boring for me. But I think Shelly is just going through a hard time right now. And I don't like how everybody has turned on her and talking about get her out the house. No. If we didn't get Huda out the house, if Huda got to say, Shelly can too. Shelly has dealt with Huda from day one, and Huda has terrorized her. So that's probably why she was acting like that. Everybody has a bad day. Shelly had a bad day. Alandria had a bad day. Who cares? Let's move on. If Huda can stay, Alandria and Shelly can stay, and stop bullying Clark. Okay? Per usual, lovebirds, I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I was kind of everywhere today, but I was struggling to get it done. But one thing I'm never going to do is miss a Monday, okay? I love y'all so much. Make sure y'all go to Love Lex P and get you a little t-shirt. Mortgage dude, get you a little t-shirt. And make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Go follow me on Snapchat, LexP05, Facebook, Lex P, and all that good stuff. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.